Jacksonville. Whether that's going on in Gainesville or not, it's supposed to clear up by tomorrow, so who knows. But anyway, Tennessee's football team should be tucked safely away this evening, getting their rest and getting ready for tomorrow night's Gator Bowl game down in Gainesville. The team, of course, had its final day of preparations today, and now the Volunteers get set for the opening of the Gator Bowl tomorrow night in Gainesville. Mike Ian will join us in just a moment from Florida to give us an update on what the Volunteers are doing. Till then, let's move on to others. That came up with several big plays, and were able to really make the plays down the stretch when it really counted. So the Volunteers try and bounce back coming up on Saturday in another big game at home.
Well, I think we didn't come mentally prepared to play the game. I don't think we came in wanting to win or not knowing we can win or whatever. I don't think we came ready to play.
That's just the thing of this team right now. We really play hard in spurts and just let up in others. You know, I think Coach O'Neill's philosophy is just we play 40 minutes of good basketball, and we're not at that stage yet.
Yeah, I mean we can't sit here and dwell on it. We just got to come back and win this game on Saturday.
Meanwhile, the Tennessee Lady...
You're right about that. 70 degrees and sunny earlier today has turned into an absolute huge rainstorm here. It is really coming down. Hopefully we'll not have these conditions for the ball game tomorrow night. Fortunately, it was not raining when all the UT faithful got together here for a big pep rally. Let's take a look at some of the sights and sounds of that. For tomorrow. 38 to nothing. Wow, 38 to 10. 38 to 10. All right, you're going to give them 10? Give them 10. As for the football side of things, the Vols completed an impressive week of practice with their final walkthrough today. 17th-ranked Virginia Tech presents a big challenge Friday night, especially senior quarterback Maurice DeShazo. The most productive QB in Tech history, DeShazo is the Hokies' career leader in touchdown passes and total offense.
A lot of guys have been recruited by Tennessee and Tech, and there's some of them come to Tech. You know, I'm pretty sure a lot of guys have gone to Tennessee, so they're right up the road. This game right here should put us on the map, you know, considering that we win.
Always concerned about them taking the ball and keeping it, being able to run the football, and they are capable of doing that as well. So.
Now, as for the injury situation, Tennessee, very fortunate. They come into the game almost completely healthy. Joey Kent twisting an ankle yesterday, but he got plenty of treatment today, and he will play in the Gator Bowl tomorrow night. The one sad note, of course, as many of you know, Jerry Colquitt's
middle of it has more from the Vol Caravan.
The game might be 65 miles from here, but Vol fans have finally found their way to Jacksonville. And now it's just a question of who will outnumber who. Well, Hugh, give me a traffic update here. You saw a lot of Tennessee fans heading down the interstate on the way into Jacksonville?
Yes, we saw several at the rest areas where we'd parked in, and we passed some who had their orange shakers in their windows and sea flags flying, and just like ours.
I think we'll have plenty of people here tomorrow.
Any Tennessee fans giving you trouble with that Virginia Tech written on your sweatshirt right there?
Not at all. They're excellent fans, no trouble whatsoever.
While UT fans have fun the day before the big game, the coaches are getting downright serious.
Too close to the game to talk. That's right. I'm not going to fight this big guy, I can tell you that.
This week's festive field took a downward turn today. Jerry Colquitt's dad passed away this morning. It's been a terrible year for the former Vol starting quarterback.
I don't have a lot of details, except I talked to his mom this morning early, and she told me about it, and I talked to our team physician and David Cutcliffe, and we woke that Jerry up and told him about it and stayed with him a while, and then made arrangements for him to get home.
While Jerry heads home to be with his family, Vol fans are here in Jacksonville tonight having fun, and the team heads to Gainesville tomorrow to play some football. In Jacksonville, Jim Wogan, 6 Eyewitness Sports.
The Vols, Larry, in a season of 5 different quarterbacks, 4 heartbreaking losses, 3 Southeastern Conference defeats, 2 fabulous shutouts, and 1 more game to close the book on 1994. Look out, Spurrier. The Big Orange is taking over the swamp.
WATE TV6 presents the Big Orange Gator Bowl Special, Showdown at the Swamp. Now, live from Florida Field in Gainesville. Here's Jim Wogan.
We are ready to cap off the 1994 season. Welcome everyone live to Gainesville, Florida, and the showdown at the Swamp. The Vols and Virginia Tech in the 1994 Gator Bowl. Hi everyone, I'm Jim Wogan. We're live at the Swamp. 60 to 65,000 fans expected here for this game tonight between Tennessee and Virginia Tech. And there's no sign of Steve Spurrier anywhere in the crowd. Should be a good football game between Tennessee and number 17 Virginia Tech. And how did we get this far? Well, back in September, it was kind of rough going for Tennessee. We start the season 1-3, but here we are 7-4 and playing in a bowl game on December 30th here in Gainesville, Florida. Let's take a look back now at the 1994 season for Tennessee. It's rough from the get-go. Playing UCLA in Pasadena, starting quarterback Jerry Colquitt goes down 7 plays into the season. The Vols are down 18-0 to UCLA in the 4th. They come back, but they lose by 2. Todd Helton gets the start against Georgia. James Stewart scores 4 touchdowns, and the Vols blow out the Bulldogs. They're 1-1, but not for long. In UT's first home game, it's Florida 31, the Vols nothing. It's on the road again in Starkville, where the Vols fumble 5 times. UT loses another quarterback and the game to Mississippi State, 24-21. At 1-3, the Big Orange is back home to face 17th-ranked Washington State. The Vols play defense and win by a point. A week later, UT improves to 3-3 with a win over the Arkansas Razorbacks. But then, it's Bama. Peyton's last-ditch drive comes up short, and the Vols lose. Ouch. Again. Back to a 500 record. The Vols play the Gamecocks in Columbia, and they win by 9. For the first time this season, the Vols have a winning record. It's Tennessee 24, Memphis 13. The Beer Barrel's staying in Knoxville for another year. The Vols whip Kentucky 52-0 and are now 6-4. The finale at Vanderbilt was fun. If you're a Vol fan, James Stewart and John Becksport have record-breaking days. The Vols with a 65-0 win, a 7-4 record, and 3 days later, a Gator Bowl bid to boot. So here we are at 7-4 and a chance to go 8-4 with a win tonight against Virginia Tech here in Gainesville, Florida, in the Gator Bowl, and the Virginia Tech marching band is kind of surrounding us here. Let's hope they don't get on those instruments too soon. One of the big guys for Tennessee on the playing field this year, James Littleman Stewart, and Scott Finley, who is standing by live now in Knoxville. Scott, we've got, I guess, about 15, maybe 16,000 Tennessee fans officially down here. But I think there are a few more back there in Knoxville with you ready to watch the game, aren't there?
Yeah, just a few. Be careful those tuba players there, Jim.
I will.
Might be some trouble for you right there.
They're big guys.
Might have to put up the Dukes or something. Yeah, we're live here at Hooray's in the Old City, and the folks are already filing into this place to come watch the Gator Bowl down here tonight. But you were talking about James Littleman Stewart. I remember this guy when he was playing for Morristown West High School, and it seems like it's only been a few years, but obviously it's been 4 because he's had 4 great years at the University of Tennessee. I wanted to find out why they called him the Little Man. So I asked him, he says, ask my dad. So I asked James' dad, and James' dad said, well, he was Daddy's little man. Well, James has certainly become the Vols' big man in his career.
If the Vols need a first down or that tough yard down on the goal line or a burst that will break a game wide open, the number to call is 33.
It's kind of, slow motion type of the process. You running, and then when the hole opens up, you got to hit it right at that moment, and hopefully the hole stays open just enough so you can make your moves after you get to the line of scrimmage.
And James Littleman Stewart has made his moves up the Vols' career rushing ladder, able to leap tall linemen in a single bound. The Little Man has become the Vols' Superman.
He has great vision, and I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of his runs come off cutbacks. A lot of times he doesn't really just hit the hole clean. He'll go up in the line and make a good cut.
Sometimes you don't really have a lot of holes in squeak right through them. So, I mean, you know, sometimes we open some up that I could run through, and then sometimes we open some that I couldn't crawl through that they get through. You got to be able to know where people are at on the field in order to make the right cuts. And I think I have a little bit of that, like all other great running backs do. You have to have vision and looking for the possibilities of whether or not I'm going to go outside or whether or not I'm going to have to go, you know, straight up field, north and south, and, you know, possibly run somebody over. If you decide right, it could be a touchdown.
And he's done that plenty of times. 35 career touchdowns. But it's a team thing for James. Ready to credit his line at any mention of his accomplishments.
They opened up some big homes. I mean, they really, the last, you know, couple of games of the season, you know, they really came together, and I think they really showed everybody across the nation that, you know, they're one of the top lines. They say, you know, whatever you do, when you get to me, you know, I'm gonna handle my block. So if you get to me, don't worry about just run.
He's very complimentary. He's been that way for the last 3 years. If he makes a nice run, you know, he realizes that, you know, he can't do it without us, and we realize, you know, how special of a player he really is.
If we're playing at home, if James breaks through the line, you feel his momentum shift, and all of a sudden you hear a roar of a crowd, and then you just kind of look up. You're tired, so you're hoping, score, score, score. You know, that's all that's going through your mind. Go, go, go.
The record is 2,890 yards. It has James Stewart's name beside it. He's been running so fast for so long, it hasn't sunk in just yet.
Like right now, I really don't have a full grasp of what I've done or whatever. And I think, like my dad said, you know, a couple of years on down the road, I really respect and really have respect for, you know, what happened. I mean, it's going to be broken, but I'm just glad that I was able to leave University of Tennessee as the #1 leading rusher.
You know, considering that James has had to share time with Aaron Hayden and Charlie Garner, I mean, this record of 2,890 yards is quite impressive. I expect to see a big game out of him tonight with Aaron Hayden not being able to go. We'll go back live now to the Swamp. Jim, I guess we're about 20 minutes away. You still there?
Yeah, I'm trying to get these guys to play Rocky. You guys know Rocky Top? I don't think they want to play Rocky Top.
I don't think so either.
Plenty more coming your way here on Showdown at the Swamp. We're live in Gainesville, Florida, site of the 1994 Gator Bowl. In fact, back in a minute to talk about Virginia Tech. Indeed, some Tech talk coming your way next. Tennessee fans, come up a little more noise, maybe, please.
Man, is that the band there? What is that?
That's the band.
That's pretty loud down there at the Swamp. We're going to get it loud here at Hooray's just a second. Johnny Malloy's ready to go. This is a kind of a game ritual thing for Johnny and down here at Hooray's. Johnny, go ahead and do your thing for us.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a very important announcement to make. It is only 15 minutes till football time in Tennessee.
I think these folks might be just a little bit louder than the gang down there at the Swamp. What do you think? Tennessee fans getting ready for a big football game tonight. You've heard us talk about the Vols. Well, we want to tell you a little bit about Virginia Tech and some of the key matchups in this game. There's going to be some good ones. Take a look. The main guy who could give the Vols trouble tonight is quarterback Maurice DeShazo. He's Virginia Tech's all-time leader for total offense, racking up 6,105 yards, breaking former Miami Dolphin quarterback Don Strock's school record. DeShazo also setting the school mark for touchdown passes with 47. The guy is a threat to run or pass, leading an offense that averages 159 yards on the ground and 199 in the air.
He's a guy that has the ability to run with the football, which is evident by their option attack. He can also drop back and hurt you scrambling. They'll run the quarterback draw with him. So he has some elusiveness, but he's also a guy that can beat you throwing the football.
DeShazo's favorite target, Antonio Freeman, with some all-time records of his own, hauling in 121 passes, 22 for touchdowns. Tailback Dwayne Thomas leads Tech's ground attack, missed 3 games this season and still gained 655 yards.
averaging more than 4 per carry. He's just a junior, gained more than 2,000 already in his career. On defense, Tech's opponents just got tired of seeing linebacker George Del Rico. Number 41 in on 130 total hits. 61 were solo tackles. He's joined by Cornell Brown, who led the Hokies with 11 sacks. Kicking may also be a key. Ryan Williams rarely misses. He's Tech's all-time leading scorer, hitting on 17 of 21 field goals this season. For the Vols, it'll be interesting to see what a month of preparation has done for Peyton Manning. The SEC's Freshman of the Year, getting thrown in the fire as a true freshman, tossing 11 touchdowns and hitting on 62% of his passes. You already know what James Stewart is capable of, but with Aaron Hayden out, Stewart will be thrust into the spotlight more than ever. Defensively, Steve White leads the Vols' pursuit. The junior from Memphis has had a stellar year with 7 sacks. It's been an on and off year for John Becksport, but when you need him for an extra point, there's never a question. John becoming the NCAA record holder, booting 161 straight extra points, on the way to becoming the Vols' all-time leading scorer. And how about Nilo Sylvan, the burst of nitro the Vols needed at times this season? Nilo Nitro, second in the nation in punt returns. He's definitely lethal when he touches the ball.
So it should be some fun stuff, some interesting matchup. That's to get you ready for the big game coming up here in just a few minutes. Go back live down there to Jim and see if he's still alive amongst all those Virginia Tech fans. The band, are you still there, Jim?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm trying to get these guys out on the football field where they belong. We got a guy here who's played in the Gator Bowl game, got a rooting interest tonight. Archie Manning, father of Peyton Manning and former Ole Miss quarterback. Arch, we were talking earlier off camera. You've never played here at Florida Field, did you?
No, I never did. In the years I was at Ole Miss, we never played Florida. I played baseball down here. We won an SEC championship here at Florida one year. But so this is just the second time I've been here, Jim. Peyton and I came down here when he was a junior on an unofficial visit.
You played in the Gator Bowl back in '71. How much of that game do you remember? And do you remember all those runs you made during that game?
I've seen a couple of them on film. I remember I had a broken arm, and I was just glad I got to play. It was my last college game, and Auburn was a good team. Pat Sullivan and Terry Beasley. They jumped on us. Looked like it was just going to be a slaughter, and we were fortunate enough to get back in the game, make a game out of it, but we couldn't win it. I remember I got real tired, too. I'd been in the hospital for a couple of weeks. I remember I got real tired.
I think you ran for 95 yards in that game, and I think we had pictures of you sucking oxygen there at one point there on the sideline.
Yeah, I really didn't finish the game because I kind of got dehydrated there, but I don't remember any stats. I remember one run where, I don't think I gained but about 25 or 30 yards, but ran about 120. You do that when you're scared sometimes.
You're down 21-0 in the game, came back. A pretty good football game, really, wasn't it?
It wound up being a good game. Actually, a few years ago, I was fortunate enough to come down here like Coach Dickey yesterday was put in the Gator Bowl Hall of Fame. And at that point, I don't know what's happened since. At that point, the Gator Bowl members had voted that the best game they'd ever had in the Gator Bowl.
Yeah, well, what about playing in a bowl game? I mean, you played in 3 in your college career. Peyton's coming in here his first bowl game. What's that like for a kid to come in and play in his first postseason football game in college?
I think it's real special, number one, for anybody to get to play in a bowl game. And I think for a freshman, and Tennessee's got many, and I'm sure Virginia Tech has some, but that's a big thrill for a freshman. I think it's something expected when you come to Tennessee, but I don't think last year when we were going through all this, Peyton expected to be starting in a bowl game after his freshman year, just like he didn't expect, especially being his 8th start of the year. So it's been a crazy year, but hopefully they played well down the stretch, and hopefully they can finish it off strong.
He's done so well in his freshman year, and as you mentioned, just being thrown into the fire, so to speak, the way things went. Everyone's speculating how much he may have learned from you through the process. Was there really a teaching process going on, or did he just pick up things through osmosis, so to speak?
Well, it wasn't a real teacher. I mean, I never went out and said, I'm going to make my son a quarterback. My kids all enjoyed sports, and Peyton just always liked to play quarterback and did play it, and had he had kind of a natural throwing motion, and he worked real hard at it. And I love to spend time with my kids, and when he'd say, Dad, let's go play catch, or you want to run some routes for me, which I can't do very well, but I just like doing that. But it wasn't a matter of coaching. And even in high school, I didn't get involved. His coaches did the work. And then especially now, they think Peyton and I talk football all the time. David Cutcliffe even one day wanted me to sit down when he taught him some of the system. And I said, I don't want to know the system. I mean, you guys, you're his coach, and you got control of it. I'm just his daddy, and that's really all I want to be.
All right, Archie, you got your orange pom-poms anywhere? Or are you going to be up there?
I got about 16 people here from our family, so everybody's excited. We got plenty of orange up there.
All right, Archie, we really appreciate you coming by, talking with us live like this, and have fun watching the football game.
Thanks, Jim.
All right, Archie Manning, father of Peyton Manning. I guess we'll put it that way. Back live from Florida Field in Gainesville, Florida. Showdown at the Swamp. We'll answer that always important question. What the heck is a Hokie? Next.
With so many different...
Kick it off in about 20 minutes here. Not too far away. And, you know, we've been asking that all-important question all week. In fact, it concerns the team mascots. Tennessee's we're very familiar with, the Blue Tick Hound. But Virginia Tech's mascot, a little bit more mysterious. They've got the turkey. They're known as the Gobblers. And they're also known as the Hokies. And we asked Tennessee players and coaches to try and answer that always important question, what the heck is a Hokie?
I really don't know what a Hokie is. I'm a little bit familiar with Virginia Tech. They were called the Gobblers at one time, which had to do with a turkey.
You have an idea what a Hokie is?
No, I have no idea. I don't even know what it is.
I've heard several different nicknames that they have for the team, but I really don't know what a Hokie is. I wouldn't have a clue.
I have heard that they have a little fight song goes something like Hokie, Hokie, Hokie High, Tech, Tech, VPI, or something like that, but I don't know what a Hokie is.
Well, I'm not sure we really answered that question the way we wanted to answer it. You know, Florida is a state of heavy-duty tourist attractions, and we thought we'd come up with a list, our top 5 list, if you will, of the tourist attractions that Virginia Tech Hokie fans might visit while they're here in the state of Florida. We like to call this Wogan's Top 5 list of tourist attractions for Virginia Tech Hokie fans. And at number 5, how about nightlife at Hokie West? Number 4, fishing on Lake Okeechobee. Number 3, shuttle launches at Ho Kennedy Space Center. How about number 2, guided tours through the Hokie Swamp. And our number 1 tourist attraction for Virginia Tech fans, always the latest dance craze, the Hokey Pokey. Hey, pretty good. You guys were pretty good. We had our cymbal player and our drum player. What are you guys' names?
Heath Oderman of Virginia Beach. James Davis of Virginia Beach.
And you guys are with the Virginia Tech marching band. What's the deal here?
No, sir.
You're from a local high school here. Well, that was pretty good. One more time with the cymbal there and the drum. Little sound effect deal. Go ahead. I think that added to things very nicely. Thanks, guys. Good job. As always, why don't you go that way if you would. Out that way. Exit stage left with those other band members. Get those other band guys out of here, too, if you can. All the fans are here. They're ready for a football game. Kickoff is getting closer and closer. Those Virginia Tech Hokies and our always lovable Tennessee Volunteers about ready for kickoff down here in Gainesville, Florida. Back with more live. We'll talk more about the showdown next. Back live at Florida Field in Gainesville, Florida. The 1994 Gator Bowl. Tennessee and Virginia Tech were just minutes away from kickoff down here. And Scott Finley's still back there live in Knoxville. And Scott, I guess I went on record earlier in the week. I'm saying Tennessee 27-17. I swore off predictions many months ago, but I'll stand by a 27-17 in what should be, I think, a very, very good football game here to cap off 1994.
I think that's pretty right. I've been saying Tennessee by 10 all week, but we take a little poll here, Jim and Hoorays, and we all decided that we're going to get you a trumpet. We're going to take up a collection so you can march in the band tonight.
Hey, I finally got these guys out of here and onto the football field, and pretty soon they'll be getting off the football field, hopefully. Let the big guys come out there and play some football. I think the key might be DeShazo, whether he plays well, the interceptions we talked about tonight at 6. If he had the game he had against Virginia, Virginia Tech could be in some serious trouble here. Tennessee's defensive backfield is back and very healthy for tonight's game, too.
Yeah, I think so, too, Jim. I think Maurice DeShazo definitely the key for the Hokies. We want to get this in one more time. Johnny's going to go to the countdown to the kickoff here. Go ahead, Johnny.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please listen up. I have a very important announcement. Guess what? It is now football time in Tennessee.
It's all official here in Knoxville, Jim. What about down there at the Gator Bowl? We're ready to play some football. Tennessee getting ready to take on Virginia Tech. What do you think, Jim?
Yeah, I wish I had the same command over the crowd that he had. We got, I would think probably 60, maybe 65,000 fans here at the Swamp. The only section not really filled up the big upper deck up there behind the Tennessee end zone, but should be a very, very good football game, and we're glad everyone back there in Knoxville could join us for our pregame special showdown at the Swamp. The game, of course, being televised tonight by the folks at Turner Broadcasting, but don't forget, we'll be back live at 11 o'clock with complete post-game coverage. Once again, thanks everyone for joining us. Good luck to the Vols, and we'll see you tonight.